Good morning. Welcome to Left Undone Incomplete Investigations. I'm Catherine. Kathy, you all know, call me either Catherine or Kathy. How is everybody this morning? If you're new to my channel, I just want you to know that my live streams are completely interactive. I am here to hear from you more than I am here to give news. So thank you all for being here. I like the interaction of the live streams. That's why I feel, in my mind, what live streams are about. They're about interacting and getting to know you guys, my subscribers and members. And, I consider you all part of my community and I love it. And that's why I want to hear from you. So please say hello if you're new. Tell us where you're from. We like that. And welcome. I have had some weird comments lately that people that aren't usually here, hi Moonlight View, pop into my channel and they've left some comments that, oh, she's just talking about herself. She's not talking about the cases. We sort of go all over the map here. I'm not going to lie. If you're not ADD a little, you probably will go a little nutty. Hi, Ron, watching my live streams because it's all about, I don't want to miss something. So if I see something when I'm talking about something else and I see a really interesting comment or somebody I want to interact with right now, I drop what I was talking about and I'm like, oh, wait, I forgot what I was talking about. But that's just me. If you love me, you love me. If you hate me, you hate me. And, that's kind of all it is. But this is who I am. So, and I appreciate you all. My channel has steadily grown for the last year from 20 subscribers. I don't even know where the first 20 came from. If you're one of the first 20, I love you, because I had almost nothing up at that point, to over 12,000 now. So it's a good, strong community of people. And Ruby Ray is in Liverpool. Hello. And I really just want to know, I just want you to know that I consider you all my friends and I like to interact. And that's why I am here with you on Saturday mornings. So thank you. Thank you, Moonlight View. Let's see. Hi, I've been following your channel for a while from a distance. I'm in the UK. Well, welcome from the UK. I love it that so many people from all over the world come in and talk to us here. It's so nice. It brings the world together, really smaller world when you can get people from all over the world. Winnipeg, Manitoba. I love factual podcasts you put out. Good to see you. Thank you. I try. I'm not going to lie. I do once in a while speculate a little bit because there's things that you question, like, well, wait, what if, right? So I do speculate, but I really try to only say if they're facts, if they've been confirmed as facts, right? And I'll tell you, oh, okay, now I'm kind of speculating here for a minute, but the actual videos, I hope this thing isn't bonking around. I try really hard to stick to the facts of the case. Although then people come along, especially like with the West case, and they say, that's not the facts. That's not the facts. The facts are what the rumor committee is saying. And that drives me crazy. I'm going to be honest. The West case has actually made me consider not having a true crime channel because of I've never seen, I think creators and everybody on the Vallow-Daybell case pretty much got along pretty well. We had some inside crap going on with members and subscribers that would fight amongst each other. But as far as like the other creators coming in and attacking, I guess I'm just too new to know that actually happens. And I was just amazed. I mean, even, one of those channels that are all over driving up and down and stuff popped in and called me a stalker in my thing. And, and so, I mean, it's just like, who are you? Leave me alone. If we disagree on a topic, go keep your channel, do your thing and go away. Like I only go into other channels to be supportive. I do not go in there and say anything negative about what they're doing. And that's just who I am. So that's what, that's just my little thing that it's like, almost like, wow, like really, what did I do to you? Because I sort of disagree with the way your narrative is. And so I make a channel, I make a a video speaking about what I think might happen, or the facts of the case, not the rumors, and then get, totally. I mean, it's to me, it's just insane. It's really insane, and I don't have time for it. I honestly don't have time for it. That's why I keep saying I'm going to do a channel. I'm going to do a travel channel, and I put up the link in my community page, but a travel channel, you can't post a travel channel all the time. You can only post something when you're traveling, right? So I think I can do both. And I think it'd be fun to share when I do travel, because this whole thing my channel started right before COVID hit, and all my trips got, nope, you can't travel. So this has been awesome to have a new community of people and friends, and to be able to start this crime channel. And I'm hoping that, it can go hand in hand with my travel channel. I was actually thinking about the travel channel being, when I go somewhere, maybe I could find a famous case related to that, that location, and talk about that a little bit there too. I think that would work. So I booked a trip. I'm going to Hawaii next month. So we'll start a little Hawaii trip there. It's just a simple 5-day trip, but I got to go somewhere. I'm dying to go somewhere. I went home and saw my kids last weekend. It was so fun. My daughter's fully vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated now. The CDC says that you can spend time in small groups without masks and stuff if you're fully vaccinated. So that was awesome. My little granddaughter is so cute. She's crawling and pulling up, and she's 6 months old now, and she is adorable, and she smiles, so that was super, it was just so fun to see her. We went over and walked on the beach a little bit Saturday, and I was only gone less than 24 hours. So I look forward to going more back and forth more now that we're, so my mom, just to go into the vaccine a little bit, Gayla, do you have to have a COVID vaccine in order to travel by air? No, you don't. But rumor has it, it was actually announced that Hawaii, as of probably May 1st, is going to have a vaccine passport, so you don't have to test before you come in. Now, a lot of resort destinations and destinations across the world want you to have a negative COVID test within 72 hours. So I will have to test within 72 hours of leaving on my flight to Hawaii, even though I'm vaccinated, because they haven't put that into play yet. They're not looking at vaccines yet. But some places, I heard Greece is considering a vaccination passport to let people in to travel. And Hawaii, definitely. That I just got an article the other day, and I'm literally, the day before I leave, it's supposed to go in effect. So I'm like, wow, dang, I gotta have that stupid test. I have not been tested for COVID. Have you? Watching them put that thing up people's noses, I'm just like, I just want to do it myself. Like, I don't want anybody sticking anything in my nose. It just seems weird. And I'm a nurse, but I'm a terrible patient. I will tell you that. I'm a good nurse and a terrible patient. Jamaica. So I just came across a channel. It's called, really awesome channel. She's like huge on TikTok. They full-time travel all over the world. It's a husband and wife and their 2 little girls. And they actually highlighted their trips that they did this year. And they did go to Jamaica. And so they talked about what they had to do as far as COVID goes to go to Jamaica. And they are called Top Flight Family. Top Flight Family. This is their channel. And really interesting. She's huge on TikTok. And real cute family. So they actually show them, they went to a resort in Maldives, and they actually, you watch them too. They showed them getting their COVID tests. They had to do 2. They had to do throat and nose on theirs and stuff. So it's possible. You just got to be able to go through that. Jaku, you had COVID in November. And how did you do? You seemed, obviously you're alive. don't know. You're welcome, Gayla. Yeah. So, oh, and you watch them too? Yeah. Cute family. Like I just came across them because I was trying to get ideas. Like if I'm really trying to find a way to balance it. Like, can I do crime and I don't think I can do them both on one channel. It's two different niches. So niches, whatever you want to say. But I think if I have, when I'm traveling, I can throw some videos up and I can also maybe research a crime that took place where I'm going. So that should be interesting. You've been tested twice at CVS. Did it myself. They count to 15 for both nostrils, negative both times. Thank you, Nancy. No, I have not watched Rick Steves' travel show. I will look at that one though. Is it good? You were fine. It was a bad flu with a long-lasting cough. Really felt similar to pneumonia in the lungs. Okay, interesting. And you're all better. No residual effects. No cardiac problems. I know somebody that has lifelong cardiac problems now after recovering from COVID. Had to have a cardiac ablation and still has issues. So. You didn't miss much, Nadia. We're just chit-chatting right now. And then, okay, so I'm working on an updated video about the Vallow-Daybell case. There's a lot going on there, you guys. It is, something's coming down the pike. That's all. Did you see that Rob Wood has asked the judge if he could bring in a prosecutor from out of state? And I posted the link from that East Idaho News had put up. I posted it in the community tab. And this woman, her name is, I think it's Rachel Smith. She has lots and lots of experience with capital punishment cases. So sounds to me like something's coming. What do you guys think about that? Do you think those murder charges are on their way from one way, shape, or form? Is it for Tammy? Is it the conspiracy? Is it the kids? Why is he bringing in this special prosecutor? That special prosecutor is going to razzle dazzle. Ron says, yeah, Mark Means, watch your butt, baby. I don't know if you can compete with somebody that's tried murder or capital, punishment cases like that. Like, her experience is really good as far as that goes. Like, Moonlight View says, fantastic. Yes, murder charges. Good. Conspiracy to commit murder charges. And what about Tammy? What the heck? Where did that come from? What about Tammy? You think those charges are still almost here? Murder on the kids, going for the death penalty if they don't confess. Awesome. I hope so. I think that's why that's one of the only reasons why I don't want to abolish the death penalty. I know it's pretty controversial. It's very controversial because clearly there have been people that are innocent that got put to death, but I think it's a really good negotiating tool for somebody that doesn't want to risk it, right? Let's see. Cheese factor. The cheese factor. I love cheese. Okay, I've been doing intermittent fasting now. I think I'm 2 weeks in, 2+ couple days. And almost 8 pounds down. But what's interesting is the first 6, boom, came off. And then I was stuck for a week. Since last Friday to yesterday, I didn't even lose an ounce, like literally not even an ounce. My scale was like that number plus the ounce, and all week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm like, what the heck? So, but this morning it was down another pound. Thank you. Because, I'm motivated. I'm going to Hawaii and my COVID weight is not pretty. I don't like it. I don't like when my clothes don't fit or they're tight and blah. So anyway, so I've been doing that and it's working. So intermittent fasting, we talked about it a little bit. That's why I brought it up. Some random person came in and was like, all this girl talks about is herself. Well, my channel. And I talk about the cases too, but like I said, I go on some tangents sometimes. So bear with me. If you're not interested, take a walk, go to the bathroom. But yeah, so, you know, I mean, you guys, when I went to Greece, Labor Day week of 2020, no, 2019, right? Because like a year and a half ago now, right? So when I went to Greece, from that moment until 2 weeks ago, I gained like 20 pounds. 20 pounds! Like, holy crap. I'm like, what the hell? People are like, don't weigh yourself, don't weigh yourself. So I quit weighing myself. Well, guess what happened? 20 pounds. I'm like, I'm going back to weighing myself all the time because I used to be able to like go, you know, like, oh, it's creeping up a little bit. I better pull back and watch what I eat, you know, or start working out a little harder. But then all of a sudden I got on my scale and I was like, something's wrong with the scale. And then I'm like, let me try on my clothes that I bought for Greece. And I'm like, oh my God, these shorts, I can't even zipper them up. Holy manoli. So yeah. So anyways, I'm doing the intermittent fasting. So I'm doing 16 hours without food, 8 hours with food. So I go every night from 8 p.m. until noon with no food, but black coffee. Well, I still don't love black coffee, but I'm dealing with it. And then I eat. And then I'm trying to low carb it too when I eat. And I'm making sure to do a walk every day. I have my new Peloton treadmill and I do that on my break or I go outside. It was like 90 here yesterday. So I did my walk outside. But yeah, I can't believe it. Just the fact that I'm not running around doing errands and stuff. Everything's been pick up or drop off or, you know, Walmart pickups for my groceries for the last year. Me either, Nadia. I never had, even after I had my kids, when I had my last baby, I was 34 and I gained 60 pounds with him and I lost it. I mean, it all went away. So, but you know, being in my 50s, especially my 50s, like everything's just like, and you have to move. I'm convinced you have to move. I think that's the biggest thing is just getting those 10,000 steps in a day. If you can, at least 7,000, you know? So you have for medical reasons. Interesting. Yeah. It's known to like reverse type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. People can stop taking their meds when they do the intermittent fasting because you're giving your body a chance to, actually use all the food they stored. Because at one point, you know, when you're getting fat, you're eating food, right? Food's going, okay, well, we'll just hang out here in case she's ever starving and we need it. And then you pile on the fat. So it's already food that you've already eaten. It's just stored. So it's not a big deal to get rid of some of it, you know? I always thought, oh gosh, yeah, I mean, obviously if you have no fat on your body and you're totally lean, that might be a problem. You might start breaking into your, you know, muscle. But if you got the jigglies, you know, let's see. So what else, guys? Oh, okay. So back to Lori and Vallow. So I think something big's coming. I'm hoping so. And we are going to, I'm really going to try to go back to really focusing on that case better. Because with all the new cases and stuff that I tried to jump on the bandwagon and then work super busy, I feel like I'm a little just spread too thin. So I'm really going to try to focus mostly on the Daybell case. And, you know, I'm not going to let go of the West case, but there's nothing new. I really want to avoid the drama in the West case. I do have a theory about something that's going on with the West case. After watching, did you watch the America's Most Wanted, guys? It highlighted them for just a few seconds, like 45 seconds, that they're missing. And I was like, America's Most Wanted is about fugitives. Like, this is weird. Why are they on there? And I only saw the 45-second clip. I didn't watch the whole show. And one of my subscribers pointed out, go watch the piece that was right before they highlighted the Wests. And that piece was about a mom, a biological mom, who is a fugitive with her children. And I thought, okay, that makes sense now. And then they showed the Wests right after that piece. This mom that is on with her kids, that she's kidnapped her own children. This mom had help from an underground child railroad type group that helps people kidnap their own children and hide them. And then they posted that right after. So I thought, are they looking at the possibility that these children are being hidden by one of these groups? Yes. Yes. So Spidey senses go up, and I was like, that's really interesting. Because if you go back to my very first video that got a lot of hate from the bio family of the West, the cousins and the people that have really never had a relationship with these children, they came after me for even suggesting that, based on statistics, that biological someone related these children statistically, or if they're alive, or if they were just taken by somebody, statistics show that it's usually somebody like 83%. What did I say? I can't remember the exact numbers. So, and then they did that, and I'm like, the FBI might be a little curious. And so I thought, well, that's interesting, because there are these cases. And then if you go in any of the Facebook groups, any of them, there are people there that almost feel like they almost feel like they were hired, to shut people up that try to change the narrative. The narrative is from day one that the Wests hurt these boys, murdered them, and hid their bodies somewhere. That was the narrative. Nobody from day one. That all came from Ryan Dean, the biological mom. She showed up there. She didn't say somebody. She didn't even consider. She says, I don't know them. But she immediately said they did something to those babies. I know it. I mean, and then the neighbors, and then people jumped on this bandwagon, and the neighbor had the video and happened to just be able to let some stranger in his house to show this video. I don't know. So when you go into these groups, these Facebook groups, I got kicked out of one this week for sharing my opinion. And there's a woman in there who knows my channel, because she's like, your channel's on facts. Well, that's the fact. And she comes after me every single time. She really does. And somehow they're on her. Yeah, but she's constantly posting in every single group. And if you say one thing, it's like, are you paid for this? And then she had on her public Facebook all this anti-CPS, anti-CPS, and likes to do with movies that are anti-CPS and stuff like that. And I asked her about it, and she just went, start calling me a stalker and stuff. I'm like, it's your public profile, and you're coming out every time I make a comment. You're coming after me. Why? Like, who hired you? I don't know. Obviously, that's a little bit a lot of speculation. A lot. But there's options. You know what I mean? Like, we don't. If the law enforcement knew that the West did it, like all these other people that are singing that narrative knew that the West did it, they'd be arrested by now. I mean, look, I don't know. They would have arrested them even on some simple charges. Look at Lori Vallow. Her kids were missing. They found a way to arrest her. Like, okay, show your kids, bring them up, whatever. They found a way to get her in jail pretty fast on small charges, basically, initially. Yeah. So, a foster adopt parent, I've noticed now that you can find people so easily with searches and social media. A lot of adopted kids are being stolen back by bio families before they are 18. Yeah, it's a thing. And like we said, they're America's Most Wanted highlighted it and said there was a that show right before it, and they talked about these underground people that help kidnap kids. Midnight Noon. There are 400,000 kids in foster care. They're not looking for kids to take. You mean like random people, right? Yeah. Oh, foster care is looking for kids to kid. Right. Got it. Red like wine again. Hey, I'm not on Facebook and hope to never be on there, but I've been hassled by people I know for not being on there. Not sure why they want me on there. I don't know. It's good and bad. I love Facebook to keep in touch with my high school friends who you wouldn't, like, people that you just kind of knew over the years, but you lose touch with. I like it for that. I love seeing people's grandkids and kids and weddings and kids getting married and people that I grew up with, back east. I love I have a huge family and we are not ever all together. We're there, big fat Greek family. I love seeing all my cousins and their kids and what's going on and keeping in touch and their Christmas pictures and stuff. And I just find that's what I like about Facebook. I like my people that I've known my whole life. I like to be able to go on there and scroll. But when it got political and people start unfriending you if you have a different political, and some people just took it upon themselves to just go political, either love Trump or hate Trump or whatever, or Biden, and then the fights and all that. It's like, that's not what it's for. Facebook it's a community to keep people connected, and then the groups and stuff like that. Yeah, see, Flame Lily, I use Facebook to keep in touch with my family and stuff. And that's my whole point too. When we went to Greece, I met family that I'd never met in my life. And now I have them on my Facebook and I love it. That's awesome, It's not supposed to be your personal diary. Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, like, dear diary, today I, had a fight with my husband, whatever, right? Tracy T. My adopted daughter was picked up by her bio sibs at 13 and I had to call the police. Oh, wow. What do you think of the new lawyer coming in to aid prosecution for the Daybells, a female yet? I know that. That's what I talked about earlier. Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. I think something big's happening and I'm excited. I'm excited that we might be moving forward. Ruby wants to know if you got her back, Tracy. I'm assuming you did. I'm hoping. Although it has helped solve cases where people have used it as a personal. True. People have gone on there and confessed to things or yeah, this is true. Melmac, I quit Facebook after all that Cambridge Analytical stuff. Too creepy for me. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Those that bug you, you can block or unfollow. This is true. You can do that. Hi, Seven of Life. How are you? Did you guys see Carrie and I did the Diora Coons, baby Dior? We did part 1. Part 2 is going to be posted tonight. I'll do it as a premiere, where we go over both parents' statements when baby Dior went missing. Be nice though. The comments about Carrie she doesn't have a channel. She doesn't do this every day. I mean, I don't do this every day, but I've gotten more comfortable with it. I've been doing it for a year, right? And there were some really unkind comments about, Carrie for that. And I don't think that's necessary. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. When I have a guest on my show, don't be mean to them, please. I want people to feel comfortable coming here and sharing. I even said, if anybody has a case that they know inside and out, I would love to interview you and we can talk about it. I think that's super cool. It saves me from having to do a lot of the work. Some people enjoy actually looking at cases and know cases really well that I don't know about. But I think that, I would love to have you guys on and do what I did with Carrie. I think that would be really cool to highlight some new cases. And yeah, she was nervous. She was definitely nervous. She doesn't do this all the time. And so I'm bringing her back for part 2, and then we're still gonna do a part 3. And and keep following. There's a lot to the baby Diora case, and Carrie knows the case. She's been following it for a long time, for 5 years, and she does know it. And I thought it was really kind of her to do the work, find the info, and she kind of sent me an outline of everything, so I know what we're talking about. Because if you understand how hard and how much you have to research to do these cases, it takes a lot of time. I don't do it full time. And I want to bring you guys good content. So help helps, believe me, for me to keep my channel going. I work 40 hours a week. I mean, I do. I work from home, but I can't walk away from my desk. I can't walk away from my job during the week. I have a caseload of over 70 patients that I have to contact, and I have to open new cases every single day. So, and opening a new case takes me like 2 hours by the time I call a member, patient, get all their history, talk to them, get them resources, talk to them, blah, 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 blah. I work high risk. If you're new here, I'm a registered nurse. I'm a high risk pregnancy OB case manager for an insurance company. And I open people that have high risk pregnancies. I keep in touch with them, and I have to talk to them at least once a month. And I have to open new cases, at least 12 cases a month. And so it's really busy, and they call me. I talk to doctors, I talk to pharmacy, I talk to patients, I talk to their families. If they're homeless and stuff, I help find them resources for homes. I give them information to get, enrolled with WIC. I get them information for baby clothes, breast pumps, formula, anything they need. So it's a lot of work, and it's 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, basically. So that's what I do for a living. That's my career now. I was a labor and delivery nurse for 12 years. I worked home hospice, case manager, home visiting hospice nurse for a couple years. Hey, Robbie, good to see you. I do, so that's what I do for my livelihood. And I've been a nurse since 2002, and it was a second career for me. I was a flight attendant, so that's where my travel bug comes from. Back in the day when people could smoke on planes and stuff, and so that's what I do all day. I went from, as a new nurse, I went to labor and delivery at a really busy hospital. I think they're up to, when I left, we were delivering like 500, 600 babies a month there. So I got all my experience there. I was there for 10 years. I went to another hospital for a couple years. I did home health hospice for 2 years. Then I worked on a nurse advice line for 1 year. And now I've been doing high risk OB case management for 4 years. So that's my nursing life. And in the meantime, I became a flight attendant when I was 20 years old. So yes, smoking on airplanes back then, that was in the early 80s. 84 is when I started. Okay, so now do the math, how old I am. I stayed a flight attendant until I was pregnant with my first baby. I had him when I was 25, and then I quit and stayed home. And then in 4 years, had 3 babies from 89 to 93. I had 3. And then and then 5 years later, I had my 4th. And then I wound up going through a divorce when he was little. And, so that right after I finished nursing school, pretty much. So that's my background for people that are new, that don't know. I maybe told you guys all before, but, so that's where I come from. So yeah, smoking in the hospital, smoking on planes. Oh my gosh. I remember I would go in the hotel, and take a shower after work, like getting off the flight and be in the hotel. And I would get in the shower and I could just smell the smoke coming off my body. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's my secondhand like COPD from all the smoke I had to. But yeah, they were smoking. I had a guy arrested one time on my flight because it was a non-smoking flight. It was only going from Phoenix to Tucson. It was literally a 20-minute flight, and he wouldn't put out a cigarette. And it was a non-smoking flight because back then you had to accommodate non-smokers. So, but it was so dumb because, so say you had 35 rows in the plane, and so row 30 through 35 would be smoking, while row 29 was not, right? So you're still getting smoke, so it makes no sense. Anyways, this guy was this guy was smoking, and I said, you have to put out your cigarette. And he's like, F you. And I was like, you have to put out your cigarette. It's against, I'm like, okay, remember, I'm like 20, 21 maybe. It's against FAA regulations. I'm going to have to report you to the captain. He's like, F the captain. And I was like, well, you put it out. And he just kept smoking it. So I dinged the front, and we were under 10,000 feet too. And you're not supposed to communicate with the flight deck under 10,000 feet unless it's emergency. But I considered this important. So I dinged the captain, and we landed, and he came on and made an announcement. He's like, everybody, please remain seated because we do not want anybody to get off the plane at this time. Blah, blah, blah. They opened the doors. Police officers came all the way to the back, got the guy, took him off the plane, arrested him, and he went to jail. So don't mess with your flight attendant. Moral of the story. So that was weird. That was one. I have so many stories from back then too. But I mean, back then it was crazy. Like I remember our flights, we had to do full service, right? Full, we'd go like Phoenix to meet JFK. We'd have to do full meal service, hot towels for the whole plane, all that. We're like running around like crazy people. And so that was back in the day. I worked for AmeriQuest Airlines, so all our alcohol was free. So people just were like, ding, ding, can I have another? Can I have another? Can I have another? Can I have another Bloody Mary? Can I have another rum and Coke? Can I have another? I mean, we ran those flights. And then we do Phoenix to Vegas, which was like 40 minutes from the time your wheels go up to the time your wheels touch down. And everybody on their way to Vegas wants a cocktail, like screwdriver and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Just like throwing it at them. I mean, I remember standing up trying to put my card away as the plane's touching down. Like, well, I see treetops. We gotta go. It was insanity, but it was such a good time. Like we had so much fun. Like I was allowed to sit in the flight deck. We had a light load one time. They're like, you want to sit up here after landing? I'm like, sure. Sit up there, put the headphones on, get to listen to Tower. We landed. That one I did. I remember specifically is Vegas. So yeah, bartending and I'm playing myself. So not okay. So now I'm getting a little off topic here, talking about my life, but party plane for sure. I had Peter Brady was on my flight. Peter Brady and his buddies were skiing, and they went on my flight. I know, right, Mel Mac? I could totally do that, and I can invite all my friends that are still flying because people I went through training with back in 1984 are still flying, and they all work for American Airlines now. So I bring them on and tell me a story. They have better stories than me because they've been doing a lot longer. But Peter Brady from Brady Bunch, Christopher Knight, was on my flight with his friends. And his friend, Matt, kept talking to me. And I was like, you were born in 84? I was 20. So I'm 20 years older than you there, Jacku. So I was like, kept talking to them. They were on a ski trip. So they were coming back to LA from Salt Lake City or something like that. And so I kept talking to them. Well, a couple of days later, I get a letter in my box because, there's no social media then. So I get like a written letter in my box, and the return address said from Matt and Christopher Knight. And I opened it, and he was like, Janet. Okay. So Janet, and you're 10 years older than me. We all know how old we are. The fours, you're born in the fours. So he wrote this letter and he's like, I really like talking to you, blah, blah, blah. So he asked me out. So he flew to Phoenix and he took me out on a date. And then that was that. I didn't like him. I was like, I didn't like him. I mean, it was okay. It just wasn't, I was like, I don't know. I just don't like him. Like I wasn't, but it was fun. It was fun. And I have those letters still. There's like 3 or 4 of them but he always put Christopher Knight's name in the return address. And that turned me off because I was like, why are you trying to it wasn't from him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of a turn off to me that he was trying to use the fact that he was Christopher Knight's friend to impress me. And that was a turn off to me. Right. And then in one of the letters he wrote, he's like, okay, well, I got to go wash the Beamer now. And I was like, whatever. That's weird too. Like, why are you telling me you have a Beamer? Like you had to throw that in there that you have a BMW. Like I just didn't appreciate it. But yeah. But those are some stories. I got more. But anyways, let's go back to true crime. Okay. So true crime, West case. Don't know what's going on. Clearly, Lisa, you just said there was a search. Are they searching again in a desert? Right. He was trying to impress me. Okay. Here we go. This is what Lisa said. On AV News crew, they were out in the desert and cleaned up 3 tons of trash. Well, that's good. That's nice. That's productive. I would call that more than just walking around trying to find a matching seat van. Mel Mack, I was born an older than dirt year. It's not a search, it's a cleanup. Okay, cool. But that's good. Those desert people dump so much stuff in the desert. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand why people can't just go to the dump right where they're supposed to. Why do they dump stuff out in the desert? Yes, glad they're doing something protective. That burning seat does seem suspicious to me. Yeah, it's a little weird, but we don't know what exactly went on. Like we are listening to neighbors and other channels with an agenda, a narrative. So I'm waiting to see if law enforcement ever brings that up. I know there's a lot. Free trash dumpster. It's sad though. Like, come on, keep our earth clean, people. Whatever you do, don't let your driver's license expire during the pandemic. Why? Did you have a bad experience, Cat's Eye, with that? They don't want to pay to dump things, right? That's true. Let's see. Right. It's all third hand. So that's where I go, people are dumping anywhere. It's lazy. It's not. Don't let your, okay. We have to pay to dump bulk at the dump. So maybe that's why it goes there. Probably and it's probably closer, than the dump. Red like wine. Okay, Google, Lulu, come on. It's just the doorbell. She's not ferocious at all. I'm not talking to you, Google. Sorry, I had to look and see who was at my front door. It's just Amazon, just a drop off. Lulu, they're gone. Come on, come over here. Mine expired about 4 years ago, and I'd rented cars, hotels, etc., and no one noticed it was expired. I noticed one day when you didn't even know it was expired. That's funny. Our DMV is open here. I had to take my mom. Because her driver's license expired, but she needed an ID. Oh, she had her second vaccine yesterday at 10 in the morning. So we're 24 hours in. She had the Pfizer and she has no symptoms. She feels perfectly normal, no sore arm, nothing. So again, I had the Moderna and for 24 hours, I was half dead after my second dose. And my daughter had the Johnson & Johnson and she got really sick like I did with the second dose of Moderna. Johnson & Johnson's is 1 dose, but she got sick too. So They do midnight noon. They run to your iPad to see who's on it. Yeah, I don't think she realizes she could go here to the look at the camera. I have like the Google this thing, and I can see my front door on it. Google Nest thing. Yeah. I'm trying to get in to get the shot. Lisa, my daughter was able to get on an extra list. There's extra lists, like you can sign up and call like the pharmacies that are giving them and say, can I get on your extra list? And they'll call you if they have any extra, but you have to be ready to drop everything and go get it at the end of the day. You like my setup? Whoops, Robbie. The North Carolina DMV here has gotten better, but still appointments. Thank you, Robbie. I'm trying to make it more better. I got some really cool pictures that I'm going to put up back there. I just need to go get them framed. How long were you sick with Johnson? Who else had the Johnson? My daughter was sick for sure for 24 hours, and it took her a little bit to start feeling completely better. Now she's in a study because she's breastfeeding. Did you see that? A vaccinated pregnant woman. Did you read this? I did because I hear this stuff. But vaccinated, a healthcare worker, so probably a nurse or somebody, got vaccinated when she was 36 weeks pregnant, and the baby was born with antibodies to COVID. So that was good news. Really good news. Tracy, you got your first Moderna Thursday, nothing. Okay, when is your second? Because I want to remember. I would love to know how your second goes for you, because my first, I had a sore arm and I was a little tired. My second, I felt like I had the full-blown flu. I was nauseous. I had a headache. I had a fever. I had chills. My whole body ached. My toes hurt. Like I couldn't get warm, and I slept all day. Like I just loaded up on took 2 Benadryl, and I'm like, I'm just going to sleep through this. So, I've had the Oxford AstraZeneca. I had no problems. I'm waiting for a second vaccine. Awesome. What's going on with that one? Is there something going on, or was there just a bad batch? There was something I heard and I didn't really pay attention. Red Cross says 1 out of 5 people have not had COVID and donated blood have antibodies. Really interesting. Good to know. Yeah, see, okay. DC Babos. Yeah, that's what happened to me. I was only in bed so I got it on Sunday. I got it on my birthday. I got it on Sunday, and I was fine until Sunday evening. I started feeling like my arm hurt more, then it really hurt. And you guys saw my whole, I don't know if I showed you. Yeah, my whole arm got swollen, hot, red, like lumps all over it, all the way down from that Moderna. So my one friend that's a nurse, she says they call that COVID arm. So I guess it's a known reaction. Oh, blood clots with AstraZeneca. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. I'm a baby when it comes to body aches and fever, though. Yeah, me too. Like I don't like I said, I'm a terrible patient. I always think I'm tough, but I'm not a good patient. I'm not. Although I had a baby without an epidural, not on purpose, but I did. Okay, good to know. Oh, okay. Let's see. And then Robbie, I got to get with you. Carrie and I are going to do the interview with the, I'm still doing that, trying to get that all up to speed with Carrie and the Diora Coons case. So we will, right, exactly, sensible crime. You're going to get a lot of anecdotal evidence, must be analytical. Right. And that's what they're saying about like the pregnant people that have gotten, it's all anecdotal right now too, because there's no real studies that have been done. But Robbie, I know we were gonna I was gonna have you on again about so I just like they put my like, I just can't step away at work. So it's like been so hard. All I have is the weekends. And then like this morning, I don't know what's wrong with our house phone. My mom was trying to call my brother and our house phone's not working. So right before I was trying to do this, I was trying to fix that and I couldn't get it done. There's just always something else that I've got going on. And then last week, of course, I wanted, so my live streams may not be every Saturday once life gets back to more normal. I'll do them when I'm home. But, I'm planning on spending more time with my grandchildren and my kids. So I will be, when I'm in Hawaii, I will be there for one Saturday. Yeah, but we will do it for sure, Robbie. I want to do that, what we talked about. So I will be there for one Saturday. So maybe I'll pop on and do a quick live stream just so you can talk to me from Hawaii. That'd be fun, right? And Tracy, what do we think about them getting the prosecutor with all this death penalty experience? Yeah, we were talking about that. I think it's good news, and I think it's something big is around the corner. That's what I think. Hey, Kathy, you had Pfizer, no reaction first or second, other than very sore arm. Perfect. Good to know. Because I was laying in bed feeling like I was dying after my Moderna, but that's okay. It's worth it. It's worth it. Let's see. Hi, Dawn. This is why I think it's best to have people get the shot via their doctors instead of closing house type places. They don't know the patient's diagnosis. Yeah. I mean, I wish all the doctors had them. At first they didn't. They was being given through the county to all the old people. And now people with, in California, people with an underlying diagnosis can get it. Before it was 65 and older. And then I was able to get it just because I'm a nurse. And Lisa, you want to see Hawaii? I wish. I'm not going to Kauai. Last May, I was supposed to go to Kauai, that island, but I'm not. I'm going to Oahu because we're only going for 5 nights, and we don't want to change the planes and spend time doing that when it's just a 5-hour flight, and we're there. Hey, Benny, you guys, are you subscribed to Benny Keys channel? He does a lot on the West Case as well, and it's a great channel. He's a very nice guy. He does a lot of good for a lot of people. So, hey, Benny, thanks for popping in. Much appreciated. Thank you. Benny, you're so sweet. Okay. Oahu's where your grandson lives. Oh, cool. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. And then I will do I'll try to put some travel videos together. Will you guys please go subscribe to my travel channel? Please, just for the fun of it, just be my friends and subscribe. Let me see if I can find it. I give you the link in the chat. I got part of my Greece trip up. I got a little bit of my grandson on there. I'll find the link. Let's see here. It's new. I mean, you guys, I have 14 subscribers. Uh-oh. Why is it making that sound? Oh, it's playing my video. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to have content all the time being posted because I don't travel all the time. So it's just for future traveling. And I'd appreciate the subs, right? Just since you guys are all my subs already here, what the heck? Yeah, I just dropped the link if you can see it. Okay. Oh, I do have I get a really sore arm and sometimes a red swelling on my arm with the flu shot. So I already do get a reaction to shots. So I guess it's to be expected. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Benny. Thanks. You can see part. I have my friends and my cousin are gonna kill me because I put my Greece trip vacation part one up. It's like 35 minutes. I still have all I got so far was through Athens. We went to Athens. We went to where my dad's from. It's called Nafaktos. It's on the mainland, but it's a little village, fishing village in Greece. We went there. Oh, thank you, 7 letters. Appreciate it. We went to the island of Lefkada. We stayed in a villa overlooking the ocean with an infinity pool. We were only there for one night. And then we went to another part on the mainland. Yes, I am, Benny. I am Greek. I am Greek. I had my DNA, and I am Greek, Greeker than some Greeks in Greece. That's what someone told me that when I posted my DNA thing. But we went to this other area. It's called Parga, and I told you my story. We went to the river where the river to Hades, the Archeron River in Greece, and I got swept away and broke my finger getting smashed against a rock with my butt because I was trying to protect my butt from the rocks. And anyways, broken finger. But it was really fun, and we had a blowout our tire. So I still have all that stuff to post. You know, my near drowning, our blowout, and all the beautiful scenery. It is. Oh gosh, yeah, Croatia would be amazing. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I will. Yeah, Cat's Eye for the vaccine. You can watch and see what happens to everyone else. And then you're like, okay. Yeah, I did. I had my DNA tested. Wow, that was a very interesting thing. I have a Polish surname, but zero Polish. Interesting. Sent me on a journey. Learned my original surname was changed. Oh, it's super interesting, right? My last name was changed. It was not Brooks. They changed it when they came to the United States. My dad's family's Greek name was Kaligeras, or Kaligeras. They changed it because they wanted a WASP name, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant name. They picked Brooks. I don't know why they didn't pick Smith, but they picked Brooks. So thank you, Nancy. And so everybody always will say to me, well, what's your last name? And I'll say, not Greek, because they changed it. And you can go back on Ancestry and I can see the ship manifest where it has their name, and then they changed it and all that stuff. So they definitely changed the name. But then when my grandparents moved back to Greece, before I was born, they moved back to Greece, my dad's parents, because they moved here when he was 12, and then they moved back to Greece. They went back to their Greek name over there. So it's really confusing to try to find anything. I was trying to find their cemetery. That'll be on the video too. Walking around the wrong cemetery, trying to find their headstone, and everything's in Greek. So it's kind of dumb. My throat is so dry today. Let's see. You guys are like, you were scared you'd been adopted, right? You know, some of that DNA stuff is like destroying families. People are finding siblings they never knew they had. And their moms are like, wait, what? Yeah, so it's pretty scary when you go into so far, everybody that I haven't found any new siblings or, you know, that I was adopted or anything. Like, what is my favorite Greek dish? Ritsina is good, but I'm more of a dry red wine drinker. Ouzo, we went to the Ouzo bar. We tried the number 3. There's an Ouzo bar in Athens where they have it 1 through 5 in strengths. So I went for the middle one. We had it. Spanakopita is good. You like all of it except eating lamb. My dad made lamb amazing. He made it so good when he used to be alive. Spanakopita is good. I have a really good recipe for teropita, which is like spanakopita. It just doesn't have the spinach in it. Greek salad. Oh my gosh, you guys. The Greek salads in Greece, the olive oil. I was like, this is so good. The olive oil on it the flavor, it was so good. And you know, I could eat anything there. I'm gluten-free here. I can't eat pasta. I can't eat bread. I can't eat anything in the United States. I ate it all in Greece. They don't treat their their wheat with Roundup and like we do in the United States, and everything's made like quality, not mass produced. And I was fine. My stomach never felt better than when I was in Greece. So it's really interesting, the difference. But thank you guys. Thank you, Seven to Life. So I love Greek food. I mean, you'll see if I ever get the other part of my video up, my friend Lisa went with us, and she's not Greek, but my cousin is Greek and her daughter is Greek, part Greek. And it was like everywhere we went, we're like, let's eat. You know what one of my very favorite Greek foods is the flaming cheese. It's saganaki. And sometimes in the United States, they'll set it on fire at a restaurant. In Greece, they don't do that. But it's like a baked cheese. And you put lemon on it. Oh my God. I ate it every day I was in Greece. Like literally, I ate it every restaurant. I'm like, saganaki, saganaki, saganaki. Like my baked cheese. It was so good. And it was a little different everywhere. So, that's my favorite thing to eat, I think. And olives and feta cheese. We eat olives and Kalamata olives and feta cheese. We went to an olive oil factory when we were there too. So thank you, Marine Mama. Thank you guys for subscribing. I really appreciate it. So like I said, this is my main channel, but when I travel, I want to throw some stuff up over there. So I do appreciate you guys joining it. It makes me happy. Makes me happy. Let's see what else. What else, you guys? Is there anything else that we have to? Yes, cheese factor. You are intrigued by the flaming cheese. It's called saganaki. Let me see if I can find something on the internet and I can share my screen. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Let me share this so you can see. Because, cheese can be involved in crime too here, right? There it is. Pan-seared Greek cheese appetizer. See how they put lemon on it? And let's see. So, beginner, fried cheese Greek appetizer, So for all the cheese lovers, a simple and beloved traditional cheese Greek saganaki recipe made with only 2 ingredients and ready in less than 10 minutes. When preparing Greek cheese saganaki recipe, the cheese is first dredged into flour and then pan-seared at high temperatures until bubbling, forming a nice golden crust and almost melting inside. It's so good. And by the way, you guys, I am doing intermittent fasting right now, so I am 25 minutes away from when I can eat. So I haven't eaten in 15 and a half hours. So it sounded really good right now. Even better. Like even better. Yeah. Super yummy, yummy. All right. I will get rid of the cheese. It's making me hungry. Makes me want to go to Greece and have some. Oh, me too. I'd rather have that than chocolate for sure. Me too. Yeah, it's good. Try it. And next time you go to a Greek restaurant, see if they have it on the or cook it, make it. Let me know how it turns out. I know I'm torturing myself. Like it's 11:35 and I'm eating. My eating window with this intermittent fasting is between between noon and 8. So clearly, but it's working. That's keep going. Let's see what else you guys have. Well, darn, now I'm hungry for some feta and Kalamata olives. Yeah, I'm making everybody hungry, right? Emily's eating her salad while listening. I can't eat yet. 25 more minutes. I'm going to hang up on you as soon as it's time to eat, right? Is there a particular cheese they use to make that? Let's see what they use. I've never made it. I've only ordered it. There's a how-to video on here. It says Ingredients, Graviera, Graviera. Here's here, I'll copy this right here, what it says. There we go. Those are your choices of the type of cheese, I guess. And then plain flour for dredging, oil for frying, and a half a lemon. Slice a large block of cheese or some smaller if you prefer. If you cut the cheese thinner, the saganaki will melt into the pan. So it has to be kind of thick. Place the cheese under running water and dredge with flour. Shake off the excess flour. It'll help keep the saganaki a nice golden crust and hold its shape. Into a small, heavy-bottomed pan, add some oil. As soon as the oil heats, add the cheese and fry for a few minutes on both sides, flipping carefully with a spatula until nicely colored. And serve while still smoking hot. And add a last-minute squeeze of lemon. Yeah, so, opa. This chat is my appetizer, exactly. Pickles for some reason, too. I'm not pregnant all over. If you get leg cramps, drink pickle juice. It works. Okay. Pickles. I know. I'm making everybody hungry, but that's okay. I'm glad you're hungry too, because I'm hungry. I'm hungry. So, all right, guys. Anything else we want to talk about? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Take a fake hula dance with cheap blonde wig showing Lori mind traveling. Someone sent me a wig. Yeah, so that I was going to say last year we were going to go to Kauai. It was all booked. I had to cancel it. But Kauai, all the islands have really different weird rules for COVID. Like they're all different. But I think where I'm going, we just have to have a negative test and then you don't have to go into isolation. So that's what we're doing. We're going to just get tested and then isolation or quarantine, I guess, isolation, whatever, same thing. And a ukulele, right? Yeah. I need a dorky chat. Anybody? I'll find one on the beach. You look a little dorky. Here, hold this. Let me give you this pink lei and this white shirt and this ukulele, chatty boy. Well, I've heard Florida is like a free-for-all. I have heard that. In the portal, there's no law. My cousin that I went to Hawaii with, or not Hawaii, Greece, she lives in Florida. She said it's a free-for-all there. They got their vaccine, though, her and her husband. All right, so we covered the West and my little bit of like suspicion of why America's Most Wanted, put that piece right before them. We covered the new attorney. So there's a court date, I think this week, right, for them to discuss this. Has Mark Means been tweeting anything fantastic or important or anything that we should cover? I do look Greek. People in Greece said that too. They were like, you look Greek. So I guess I look Greek. But you know what? If you look at my DNA, it's Greek. If you watch my part 1 Greeks video on the Travel Channel, I'm staring at this guy, this skinny old guy with gray beard. I'm staring at him and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I put up a picture of my uncle. He is my uncle's doppelganger. Like he was his twin. Like what in the heck? That guy looked exactly like my uncle. Exactly. So yeah, it was weird. So yeah, clearly I'm surprised they didn't come up to me and start speaking Greek. And I'm like, I did. You can see in the one I'm talking to a little boy and I'm like, do you speak English? Kata la veneta aglika. I think that's how you say it. Do you speak English in Greek? I don't speak Greek at all. I mean, I got a little terrible accent. Terrible. Uncle Nick. Dude, Tracy, that's funny. It's Uncle Chris. But I have, you know how many Nicks we have in our family? I have an Uncle Nick. I have a brother Nick. I have a couple of cousins Nick. I have a son Nick. I did it too. So yeah, we definitely did the Nick, Nikki. I Aunt Nikki. So yeah, we got them all. We got the Nicks, the Johns, the Dianes. I love that movie too. And that movie is so funny. I never heard of Windex. That was never a thing in my family. But I think the whole point of it is like Greeks have these superstitions and that they work and they're convinced, right? They're convinced they're right. They're convinced they work. Go do this, put this on it, do this. And that was like the Windex thing was totally like that. Am I related to John Stamos? Not that I know of. He did not show up on my DNA ancestry as a relative. We knew a guy in the 70s from Greece. He said good Greeks wear white socks, and he did. Oh, that's funny. I like the part where they're chasing the little old lady in black, the Yaya. That's why my grandson calls me Yaya. We're going with the Greek grandma name. And so he's chasing, he's like, we're friends with the Turks now, because I guess Greek, they had that whole war over the island of Cyprus, and there was like this thing. And I remember as a little kid, my dad being mad because of that, fight between the Turkish people and the Greek people. And so he's chasing her. He's like, we're friends with the Turks now. And I cracked up at that because I remember that being a thing back in the, back a long time ago when I was a child, that they were so mad about that whole fight between the island of Cyprus. And have you seen his Greece videos of when he went there to see his family there that he found? No, I haven't seen that. That's super cool. I should see that. Jennifer Aniston, maybe. Yeah, she's, Greeks love Greeks. So they're like, she's Greek. My daughter posted something on Twitter one day. It was a repost of something that some famous person or whatever is like, my dad, anytime he finds out somebody's Greek, so-and-so's Greek, they're Greek. They're kind of like, all my relatives were like that too. Like, so-and-so's Greek. Oh my God, they're Greek. Like somehow it's some special prize to be Greek. Yeah, so the Greek mythology, and so the freaking river tried to take me to Hades. That's where Achilles' mom dipped him in that river, the Archeron River in Parga, and that's where we got the Achilles thing. The Achilles, because he held him by his foot, dipped all of them in except for his heel. So, and that river tried to kill me. So, oh, look at you, Moonlight View. Marie Antoinette. Wow. My daughter has some weird. She did 23andMe. I did Ancestry. Less people are Greek, so you're rare. Maybe that's what it is. Our neighbor growing up, Golfinopoulos, like Greek names I have all in an OS. Ours was Collegeris. Let's see. One cat, sensible crime. One cat turned off my computer and the other one unplugged the keyboard. I am blessed. You have talented kitty cats. They're like, stop paying attention to that. Lots of other places like Nigeria. It's super cool to find out where your roots are. Super cool. Elizabeth Perkins' paternal grandparents' name was Plasfakos. Changed to Perkins, and they moved to the United States. Yeah, see, people change their name in the U.S. So it makes it harder to go back. I knew a Greek guy growing up. His name was Spiro. Yeah, and his family was super overprotective of him. They had to meet everyone he came in contact. Same with the Greek college friend. Yeah, my mom, she was allowed to date people that weren't Greek, but she wasn't allowed to marry one. And she could, if she went on a date with anybody that was Greek, they weren't allowed in the house. Like, how rude. Our Greek family in my little town was Kretidimas. 3 brothers and houses right next to each other with their kids. It was pretty cool. Yeah, that's what that's the other part that cracked me up about the movie at the end of the Big Fat Greek Wedding when they bought the house right next door. Because my dad was always like, the house, when once I got married, he was like, the house across the street's for sale. The house next door. You should buy it. You guys should buy it. Like he wanted us to live right there. Right. Older. I know. My grandparents, like, you can date him, you can go to prom, but you may not bring him in the house and you will not marry him. So she married my dad. She met my dad was a TV repairman. He was in the Army when he was younger, and then he got his training in electronics and stuff. So he used to drive the old RCA van and go around and fix TVs. And my aunt's TV, apparently TVs broke back in the day a lot in the 60s or 50s and 60s. And so he would always go to my aunt's house to fix her TV. And she found out he was Greek. And so she said, "You're Greek." You know, she's like, "I got a sister 10 years younger than me, and she has to marry a Greek. It's kind of required." So she fixed my parents up. And, you know, he used to come fix her TV all the time. So that's how my parents met. And he was Greek. So he was allowed in the house. He was allowed to marry her. And it all worked out happily ever after, although he died when they were married for just under 50 years, right before her 50th anniversary. He died. No, right after the 49, I think. He died in 09. So that's how my parents met. But my dad was actually born in Greece, raised there until he was 12, came to the United States, went to high school, went into the U.S. Army, and then became a TV repairman. And then after that, back then they promoted. So then he became like a RCA little, you know, I don't know, you guys, a lot of you are much younger, but there used to be like little places where you could go take your TV to get fixed. So then he worked at that, and then he became a manager of one of those. And then he got hired by Sony, and then he became the vice president of parts and service for Sony in California. And that was his whole career. But he started out literally came to the United States at 12 years old and went to high school, went to the Army. I don't know, Tracy, I kept saying that when I was there. I was like, why did they leave this place? But, I wish I could find it because I would totally put it on YouTube. I got to find it. I know we have it somewhere. My mom has to have it. We did for my dad's 70th birthday, my brother hired a videographer to interview him and shows him cooking and stuff. And he tells the whole story. He tells how my parents met, tells growing up in Greece. He tells the story of the Nazis coming to his neighbor's house when they were during the war and taking them. And you never saw that neighbor again. So he has a lot of memories of that. It's really interesting to hear it. I could put it on I should find it because I know we have it on DVD. I could probably clip it and put it on my travel channel, and it'd be interesting to listen to about him growing up. And he died of multiple myeloma. He got septic. His kidneys failed and he was on dialysis, and then he got septic and then he died. But he had multiple myeloma. It was a bone marrow cancer. So he was 76 when he died. But he has a really interesting story. So I have to find it. I know my mom has a copy of the DVD. I had it forever and she wanted it back. And I know we have more than one copy somewhere. So it's in a box somewhere. I think my computer has a DVD. It does. So I could upload it. It's interesting. And then they interview us too. You can see us. It's back when I was married and Michael was little. So it's cute. It's really interesting. All right, let's see. What else? Fun Cruz got second Pfizer. Second last her husband had no side effects. Cool. My mom either. That's awesome. My mother died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and got sepsis, but she survived. My dad got sepsis twice, but the second one killed him. But I think, when you're on dialysis, it's really kind of the writing's on the wall. That's going to happen at some point. Yes, digitize it for sure. I need to do that. It's amazing the stories of immigrants that come here. My family has a lot of stories. Yeah, super cool. All right, so we kind of went all over the map today, as usual, and I appreciate everybody that showed up. Thank you, Benny. Go join his channel, you guys, for popping in. That was so nice. And thank you guys if you did join my travel channel. I will post travel videos when I travel, and that'll be fun too because we can talk about them. And then I was thinking, are you talking to me, Janet? My introductory music, I like it. It's when YouTube offers music that you can use for free. So that's where I got all those. I just scroll through there and try to find something that hits me, Your new one has no DVD drive, had to external do stuff. Yeah, this one's new. I bought it. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Sorry, I touched something. I got this one when I no, it was after I moved to California. So it's pretty new. It's a huge laptop, but now I have the double monitors, which makes it so much nicer. That was Robbie's suggestion, and I use that for work, double monitors, so it's really helpful. Wound packing was stereotypic, very sick. You were? Oh, gosh. Thank you, Ron. Your friend Brenda died of sepsis in 2019. An unhealing burn got infected. Oh. It's horrible. Sepsis is really, really life-threatening, People used to always die from it. Now, if there's, early intervention and stuff, people can be saved, but not always. So it's really so sorry. All right, guys. So I'm going to head out to my kitchen because I got 7 minutes so I can go put something in the oven. And, actually, it's not that bad, you guys, like this intermittent fasting. I do have my black coffee. It's not that bad. It's doable. And then I can still eat what I want. I'm not like really super worried about calories and stuff. So, and then like I said, I'm trying to walk every day and, watch carbs. But we all should be watching our carbs because they're killing everybody. That's why everybody's diabetic. Type 2. Watch your sugar and your carbs. It's really bad for you. All right, folks. Thank you again. And good, sensible climb. That's crazy. Oh gosh, scary stuff. Yes. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Thanks for being here. And we will premiere part 2 tonight of the Diora Coons case. Carrie and I will be in the chat. It's not a live stream. It's a premiere, so it's pre-recorded. So I won't be putting your questions up and stuff on the screen, but I will be in the chat to talk. And we're going to go over the statements from Jessica and Bernal for the Diora Coons case on part 2. All right. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great day and enjoy your weekend, everybody. Thank you, guys. All right. Bye-bye.